Hi there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, June 6th, 2021. Can you believe this year is flying by? So, hello to those of you who watch me regularly. I'm so appreciative of your attention. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a professional psychic and musician. I have been working in the Austin area since 1988. Yeah, I'm an old woman. I'm a channel, I'm a medium, and an empath. I use tarot and astrology in my private sessions. I also facilitate past life regressions and rebirthing sessions and psychic development and if you want to work on developing your own abilities, I can help you with that. And I do that privately in groups and classes. And then I do house clearings, house concerts, and I do parties. So we'll really highlight the parties aspect now that we're opening back up. I've had both of my shots. And so one of my favorite things to do over my years of professional experience is to do parties, whether it's a small group of, this is the usual scene, a woman gets her closest girlfriends together. That can be 3 to 6 girls that she's gathered together at her pad, and everybody takes turns getting private readings with me, and they each pay me separately for the readings, little mini readings. And I do offer a sliding scale, a reduced fee for party readings, and then I'll set up a tip jar. It's kind of how I offset that. So set up the payment in one of two ways. Either the host or hostess pays for my time, however that is, by the hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'm available to do readings for the guest at their event, which I've done that kind of scenario in large parties where I have to have a sign up list and bring an assistant to track who's next in line. The smaller parties, I think, are a lot more fun because everybody often listens in. If it's a close group of siblings or friends that know each other's stuff anyway, they all like to listen to each other's stuff. If they're more private or it's a little bit bigger party, usually I'm in a private room and people will come in one or two at a time. Sometimes people drag their boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, whatever, to listen to the reading with them. So just want to promote parties. And so if you schedule a party with me during the months of June or July, you will receive a free 1 hour psychic reading yourself, which would be done separate from your party. Although I could like show up an hour early and do a private session for you, like before your party kind of thing. But you might want to just do it for a separate thing, or you can gift that hour to someone else, or you can gift 2 30-minute readings to 2 people. If you host a party in June or July, and or schedule it anyway, if you've got it scheduled, and I'll let that be scheduled into August. But summertime, this is a summertime special, summertime party special. So if you're the host and you pay me by the hour, it will be a special rate of $200 an hour versus my regular rates of $280 an hour, or $50 for every 15 minutes. People could pay me for 15-minute readings for $50, 30-minute readings for $100, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's the promotional deal for the summer, is parties. We can also set them up over Zoom. If you're still immune system compromised, or you don't feel safe or comfortable with the COVID scenario, then we can schedule a Zoom party, which is also kind of fun. Not as fun as in person, I don't think, but no, it is the times we're living in. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the transits as usual for the week, and then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to do readings for all 12 signs, but I'm just going to do a channeled reading. I'm not going to use the cards. I'm going to hold my stones here. I've got a kyanite and a chunk of quartz that I mined myself in Arkansas that I will hold while I'm doing channeled readings for all 12 signs. So that's what I was really clearly guided by my guides to do today. So There you go. That's what you're going to get. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen here. Okay, here we go. And once again, I've got my chart pulled up here. It says the 7th of June, even though I'm recording this, it's still the 6th of June as I record this. This is because when I use Astro, they use a, Swiss time. So they're, whatever, 6-7 hours ahead of us over there. So it's already the 7th of June over there, which is why the date says that. So I have my birth chart here in the middle and transits around the edge in green. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about astrology, this is an astrology chart, right? And so astrology charts are divided into houses, kind of like a pie is divided into pieces. And each house represents a different aspect of your life, right? Okay, so the first house represents what you show the world, who you are, how, other people see you. It's also your, just basic identity too. Second house is where you store things, how you store things, your food, your money, how you clothe yourself, how you feed yourself. Um, these are just basic kind of generals. I'm not going to go because each house just has like hundreds of things they could represent, but these are sort of the essence. It's ruled by Taurus. First house is ruled by Aries, fiery, initiative. Second house is ruled by Taurus, so it's creative. It's a sign of loyalty and creativity and productivity. Tauruses are hardworking. So this is like the sign, the aspects of the second house. Third house is the house of creativity. It's children, it's siblings. It's ruled by Gemini, so it's all the things that Gemini represents: communication, transportation, short-term travel, media. Uh, but it's really, I see it, communication, siblings, um, neighbors kind of thing. Fourth house is the house of home. It's a house of mother. It's a house of family. It's your emotional stability. It's, how you form your ideas about things, how your family life was, how your home is now, or how your home was as a child, what kind of home you prefer. All those kind of things can show up. Mother issues can show up in the fourth house. It's ruled by Leo. So no, that's not right. Cancer. It's ruled by Cancer. So it's a water sign. It's ruled by the moon. So it's very intuitive. Fifth house is the house of creativity, sexuality, children. It's romance. Um, it's this is the one that's ruled by Leo. So it's like all the creative arts and having fun and passion and pleasure. And like that's the fifth house. Sixth house is the house of health, service, work, volunteer work even. So, how you take care of your health, that kind of stuff. This is Virgo. It's Virgo rules health, service to others, right? Seventh house is ruled by Libra. It's the relationship house. It's also the house of open enemies, which is like people who tell you just to your face they don't like you. Whereas the hidden enemies is 12th house, and these are the people that will stab you behind your back. But seventh house is all kinds of relationships, your work relationships, your friendships, your intimate relationships for sure. That's seventh house. Eighth house is the house of death and taxes. It's the occult. It's the house of the channel, the psychic, receiving money from other people. It's Scorpio. It's the deep, dark waters. If I didn't say it, seventh house is Libra. It's ruled by Libra, relationships. Okay. Eighth house is Scorpio. Death, taxes, intensity, transformation, the house of transformation. Like I said, receiving from other people, the channel house, very psychic, very sensitive. Ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it's the house of higher learning, whether it's degrees, college degrees, master's, doctorates, PhDs, medical degrees. It's also spiritual as exploration and search and knowledge. It's foreign travel, foreign connections. It's what you want to be learning, your knowledge in this lifetime. What are your beliefs? Um, they come from the ninth house. 10th house is the house of father. It's the house of career and mission. What are you doing in this world? What did you come here to do? What is your mission in the world? That's 10th house. It's also, since it's the house of father, it's also leadership, anybody that would have power over you, your bosses, beyond your father, your bosses, governments, institutions, that kind of thing. Anything that could have power over you can be 10th house. It's more often just your mission, what you're doing in this world, what's supposed to be happening here with your life. 11th house is the house, and 10th house, did I say that? It is ruled by Capricorn. All right. 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, and it is networks, connections with other people, your circles, the groups that you belong to, your communities, your social groups and networks, your church groups, and anything that connects you with others, family, uh, you know. And then 12th house is the deep, dark underbelly of our psyche, and it's past lives, and it's what we're bringing into our life from past life stuff. And it's wanting to dive deep and delve into the underworkings of why. It's the house of institutions and like mental institutions, and also like jails. And again, like I said before, it's like hidden enemies, people who will stab you in the back. So it's the deep, dark karma. It's karma, past life karma. 8th house can be past life stuff too. 12th house is past life karma for sure. Virgo can also be past life stuff. And Pisces, this is the house ruled by Pisces here, the 12th house. So it's past Pisces is karma. So, all right. So that's our little astrology lesson for the day. We have the sun right now, as I'm recording this, at 9 degrees of Gemini. It has been conjunct the North Node, which is at 10 degrees of Gemini. So the sun is illumination as it moves through a sign. It's teaching us something about the sign. So Gemini, the sun moving through Gemini, is teaching us about communication. And it's also highlighting transportation and how we communicate. What are we using? What are we thinking? It's also the higher mind. The rational, logical mind. And it's the twins. It's Jekyll, it's Hyde, but it's the logical, rational mind, and it's the intuitive mind. So as the sun moves through Gemini, it's always calling us to look at, is our intuitive mind balanced with our logical mind? Do we have a nice balance of both between? We need both to fully function. The North Node in Gemini, now the planets all move in a counterclockwise direction around an astrology chart, with the exception of the nodes. They move in a clockwise, and then when planets are retrograde, they're moving in a clockwise position. All right, so right here close to the sun here, we have good old Mercury at 22 degrees, and Mercury is retrograde. It's been retrograde for a couple weeks. It will be retrograde until June 22nd. So I went into detail last week, the video about what Mercury retrograde means. I don't want to really dive in and explain all that again, except that we have these two. Again, I feel like they're star-crossed lovers this week, because this week the sun moves 1 degree every day, right? Okay, so it's at 9, tomorrow it'll be at 10, next day at 11, right? So Mercury is moving backwards, is at 22. So they'll be crossing this week. It actually happens on Thursday when they're crossing each other, which Thursday also happens to be the solar eclipse. And so they're going to be crossing each other at step 20. It's going to be closer to where Mercury is up here now. That is where the solar eclipse is happening. Some people are saying it's happening at 19, and some people 20, because it's at the latter degrees of 19. So some people are saying it's a 19-degree solar eclipse. Other astrologers are saying it's a 20 degree. So take what you like. But it'll be happening here in Austin at 5:52 a.m. on Thursday morning. So that's when the solar eclipse, of course, is when the sun and the new moon gets together. Or that's what a new moon. It's a new moon solar eclipse, so it's going to be a powerful new beginning time here, and Mercury's going to be right there in the party. So it is a powerful. New moons are always new beginning times to plant new seeds, new of all kinds. In Gemini, it's like new thought seeds, right? These are the best kinds to be planting. And when Mercury is retrograde, it's a time to rethink things, review things, go back over things, be careful about what you say. Mercury went retrograde on Saturday. What date was that? It went on the 29th of May is when Mercury went retrograde. So, and like I said, it's going to be there for another week and a half. It's there for a little bit longer. It's an opportunity to really change your thinking this time around, especially because it's up there. The North Node's involved in helping us rethink things. The North Node is helping us manifest things by getting clear about our thinking. I went into that as well last week on last week's video. So if you didn't watch it, you might want to check that out. North Node at 10. 1 is about getting in touch with what your heart wants. 0 is about holding space for, right? And so, but it's up here in Gemini is what you're also thinking. So is your thinking aligned with what your heart wants? Are you holding space for what your heart really wants? That's to me what the North Node is saying. It's what's saying to me right now anyway, at 10 degrees. And then the South Node over here at 10 degrees of Sag is, are you in love with, do you love the belief systems that you're holding space for? Are they resonating for you? So because when Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time to rethink, review. Maybe I think maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll think this. Maybe I'll believe this. Maybe I'll shift this. Maybe I'll drop this old stinking belief system and believe something different about myself. So Mercury and the Sun are, communicating to each other. They're like now they're like at did you ever play that game with a kid? As a kid, you got a can and I'm really dating myself. You get string and you get a long string and you have the can and you talk to the other person. You pull the string really tight and then you can talk through the can and the person on the other end of the can can hear you, right? It's the old day before you had the cheap walkie-talkies. So they're like on cheap walkie-talkies right now. But they're going to be getting closer and closer and closer every day this week until they cross each other. So it's going to be easier to get clear thinking, to be clear about what it is you're thinking. That's how I'm going to interpret that. But as the Sun moves closer to Mercury moves closer to the Sun in Gemini, it's an opportunity to have illumination around how you think, to rethink. Also, this is another interesting thing I have seen about this Mercury retrograde. Everywhere I turn, people are complaining about gossip or someone who said something about them behind their back or even to their face and telling them like they don't believe they're good enough or they don't believe they're talented or whatever. I've heard stories like that ever since Mercury went retrograde. So like there's an about face. And so if I felt this one immediate, the Mercury retrograde. So I think we're all feeling this one more strongly because the Sun's there and because the North Node is there, right? So we're all getting to experience what it feels like to be a Gemini, really, right now. This Mercury retrograde, welcome to the world of Gemini. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a Gemini? Well, now you too can experience the world of two heads who are in conflict with each other. So that's kind of what we're all sorting through. Can we listen to our intuition? Taking a sip of tea. Also in the play here with intuition is Neptune here. And the other thing I want to say right now about Mercury before I move on is at 22 degrees. So 22 is the breakdown, breakthrough. It makes to a 4. It's I feel and I feel some more. So people may be talking a lot about their feelings this week. Also, because Venus is now in Cancer. She's at 5 degrees, which is the thinking, like I think. So all these, there's a lot of like reconciling thoughts and feelings is what I get with the Venus usually is like what we feel and our love and our what we're drawn to, what we're receiving is in Cancer. It loves that. It's easy to receive beautiful things, psychic feelings, beautiful intuitive things, lots of things in our sleep. North Node in Gemini is about thinking, Sun thinking, Mercury's thinking, but when it goes retrograde, it's rethinking, is asking us, what are you feeling? And then Mars here is at 27 degrees. It's conjunct my North Node right now. Mars, planet of taking action. It's our ego where we put our energies. It's in these last degrees of Cancer. It is ready to get out of Cancer because it's the god of war. It's the ruler of Aries, right? It's one of the rulers of Scorpio too, but it's primarily tied to Aries. So the god of war, it's ready for initiation. It likes the fire signs where it can really, it's about to go into Leo this week on Friday. And so it'll be happy in its home turf and it'll be like conjunct my Mars. It'll be go time for me. It should be really good times for me here. And I'm doing my chart because I look at my chart every day and I'm used to the reference of the planets to me because I look at this every day. And so I get a sense of feeling of how I interpret it. And so I just look at their relationship with each other. And then I look at if it's aspecting me. And that's the advantage of getting a reading. I could pull up your birth chart in here and I could talk about the transits and tell you how they're interfacing with your birth chart and what that means specifically for you. But like for me, with Mars conjuncting my North Node's about what am I supposed to be learning? What's the direction I'm supposed to be heading this life? What's the lessons? This life, North Node is saying lessons are attention class. It is manifesting positive thinking, basically. I'm going to say that that's what the North Node at 10 degrees of Gemini is saying. So mine is in Cancer at 27 degrees. So it's about feeling out 7 psychic spiritual things. So my North Node's all about feeling out psychic spiritual things, right? Well, I do that in Cancer. It's about healing and spirituality and helping others. It's in my 10th house. So my personal feeling out spiritual and psychic things interplays into my mission, 10th house, and my direction in life. And right now, Mars is sitting right on it. So what am I doing right now? I am putting together all my years of experience as a psychic and putting this information out to you today, right now, this minute. So this is a powerful cause I'm setting. This must be a really good video. You'll have to tell me. Okay, so Mars at the last degrees for everybody, though, Cancer, is where it's just swimming because Cancer is a crab, right? Moves sideways. Cancer doesn't move forward. Cancer moves sideways, or it goes swimming, right? Or it ducks and covers. It just crawls into a shell and like just pulls in, kind of thing. Mars in Cancer has been like dropping a fireball into water, and it just like it turns into, it puts the fire out, makes it harder to move through space and water for Mars. And but it creates steam. Like it'd be great. Like it gets all steamy. So it gets all fired up. Mars gets people all pissy. It's like it can really stir up people's anger, especially in Cancer. It's stirring up old feelings. I've also seen with clients this week a lot of anger getting stirred up for people. And I think it's because Mars is in Cancer here in the last degree, stirring up old feelings, Cancer. And Venus has just moved in there and like, what do we love? Oh, people don't love me. I haven't been loved. I'm not lovable. Time to rethink that. Drop that old thought. I'm lovable. Okay, I am lovable. Change that thinking, right? I don't know. I'm just channeling this stuff. Hopefully someone out there is resonating with what I'm saying. All right, Mars, though, remember when Mars was at the last degree of Aries here at 29 degrees? That's when we had the raid on the Capitol. Cancer, it's not going to be, shouldn't be that volatile. 29 degrees though is when things can get tough. So this week it's be going until it goes into Leo on Friday. It's going to be in these last degrees of Cancer. So I think it's going to be drawing out a lot of feelings, especially because we're heading into this eclipse, which draws out feelings and speeds things up. Eclipses speed things up. They're like energy portals. We move through things fast. We can just accelerate growth, accelerate learning. Relationships can go through acceleration periods as we're going through eclipses. So we're in these eclipse cycle, and we've got Mars going to be in its last degree. It'll be at 29 degrees when we have the solar eclipse on Thursday. So that's adding some potency and power. Right now, Mars has been opposite of Pluto. So, like I said, it's at 27 degrees. Pluto's at 26 right now. So, in the last couple of days, it was like, so if you've been feeling any power and control struggles, power and control, death and transformation, Pluto, opposite, setting up a tug of war with Mars in Cancer. Like, I'm drowning, I'm drowning. So, it could be really, and this is like power struggles, people who have control over you, and it could be bringing up deep feelings of feeling of helplessness and stuff could have been brought up this week with people, for people. And it's still opposite. I mean, they're still opposite each other. So it can still be dredging up this week. Power control issues and fiery situations because of Pluto here across from Mars. Even though Mars is in water, and it's like Mars can be a submarine. It can be shooting the missiles out of the water here at Pluto. So yeah, this could be intensive power struggle. I think it already has been intensive power struggle week and will continue to be. Power struggles showing up in different ways. All right, speaking of power, Saturn here is at 13 degrees of Aquarius. So it's at mixed to 4. It's a breakthrough energy, right? So it is about structures, boundaries, how we form things. Here in Aquarius, it's about how we structure our relationships with other people, how we network, how we connect, what is important for everybody, what's important for all of us, what are laws and rules that affect us all, or that's what's important. Okay, so we're having a square off all year long. We've had a loose square with Saturn squared Uranus. Okay, Uranus is at 12. It will go to 13 degrees by Saturday. All right, and so that we'll have an exact square between Saturn and Uranus on the 14th. So that's not until like next Monday, a week from tomorrow. But we're already feeling this because they're drawing closer, and we were feeling it all year because they've been in a loose square. February is when they got an exact square, and we had what we call snowvid here in Texas, where we had the COVID underlay, and then we had the freeze from Siberia hit Texas, and then we were iced in, lost power, lost water. It was just cray. So this is all like Uranus, sudden unexpected things squaring off with Saturn. We were stuck in our houses. Like, talk about boundary setting. And Saturn can be the big foot. It can be it can be the teacher, how we're learning. And so we had Uranus squaring Saturn already. We have three times it does it this year. So it's already done it once in February. And that's how it manifested here in Texas, was the great snowvid shutdown. Okay. We're going to be having another square on the 14th. This time, Saturn is retrograde and Uranus is direct. So Uranus will have the upper hand on this square. So last time the Saturn was like, we're shutting down. Yes, we are. And Uranus was like sudden unexpected weather hitting us, making us shut down, right? So who knows? Uranus and Taurus brings sudden unexpected earth changes. So it could be another weather-related shutdown or anything sudden unexpected that would have a square off with humanity here in laws, right? So, and again, Uranus, sudden unexpected, is going to have the upper hand. Spiritual, it may destroy things or bring things that feel like, oh my God, not that. but it's always a spiritual teacher bringing something better, right? So the square off for Saturn, Uranus is going to have the upper hand this time around. So it'll be interesting to see how that shows up. But we can start feeling that as a square off within our own lives. Again, whatever chart, whatever houses, these are, you have these planets in, they're squaring off with each other. You're right. So in my house, Saturn, how I form things. I'm having my Saturn return my second one because my Saturn's here at 19 degrees. So Saturn here in my fifth house, this is where my natural Saturn is, means I naturally have to structure my life around what? Aquarius, people, all kinds of weird, strange, different, unique people, Aquarius, outside the box. Creativity, I'm a musician. Um, Even my psychic work is super creative. So yeah, so Saturn in my fifth house, sexuality, romance, some creative project. There could be something even new and unexpected. Eighth house is some things that can come in from other people. So I could even have like something amazing happen with a creative project I'm in the middle of working on, which is a CD that I'm going to be releasing of all my original material, much of which has already been recorded. So maybe something breakthrough will happen for me around that. Who knows? It's unexpected. You can't predict it when it's Uranus, but I will report back how that shows up in my life. But I'm just showing an example of how using the houses, you can get more information of how you can expect it to show up. All right. The moon is in Taurus right now. So the moon this week transits in Taurus. It'll cross over Uranus tonight. So you could get some very unexpected dreams or messages. Unexpected, like I said, we could have some interesting earth things happen overnight since the moon is there. Some unexpected news because unexpected. And then Gemini ruling the media and Mercury retrograde and everybody like buzzing about new things and lots of activity in social media and rethinking and reviewing and two sides of everything. And although since we have three planets up here, two planets in a node, it's like six sides of everything. We have Black Lilith. She's at 25 degrees, which is like facing deep fears. Black Lilith in the chart represents where we've had deep fears, where we've been like abused. Like here, my Black Lilith in my first house in Libra. So this would indicate to me, this is how I'm going to interpret it. Once again, it's a 27, feeling psychically. So I was feeling psychically a mission, and somehow I've known I've been taken out many, many lifetimes. I think it's also Chiron and Pisces been taken out as a wounded, as a healer, but that standing up, being out there in the public, being in the public has brought wounding to me before in past lives, so that I've had some resistance to getting out and putting myself out there in the public, which is true. That's exactly what's been going on. But back to the Black Lilith that's up here at 25 degrees. So this at 25 degrees, feeling out five, what you think, and makes to a 7, spiritual psychic. So this can for everybody right now, Black Lilith can represent facing fears of getting it wrong spiritually, or when you've had, like, because of the 7, it's spiritual and psychic things like bad psychic experiences or fear of having a bad psychic experience, fear of like negative beings talking to you instead of angels and beings, which can happen. Like when you open yourself up to the other realm, there's all kinds of life conditions in bodies here in the planet, and there's just as many out of bodies on the other side. So people can be afraid to open up to things spiritual and psychic because they're afraid of what's out there that they can't see, taste, touch. And so we're all kind of an opportunity to heal those fears is what Black Lilith brings. And so she'll bump up to 26 degrees on Saturday, where she will be exactly trining Pluto, which is a positive thing. So it's an ability to transform some deep-seated fears that we'll be having. And also that same day, interestingly enough, Saturday, Venus will be squaring Chiron, the wounded healer. So what a powerful healing. And this is post the solar eclipse. So that tells me, like, you may set the new intention, you may have this powerful new caution. In fact, start setting the intentions now all week. Like, it's good to go ahead and have your mindset leading into the eclipse what you want to be, because this is new moon on steroids. This is like Jack and the Beanstalk magic seed planting time. If you can symbolically plant something this week, it's also awesome. It will probably really grow well. And any new projects you start this week will have longer lifespan. They'll go for longer times, that kind of thing. It has a deeper experience. People who come into your life during the eclipses. So we had the lunar eclipse week before last. And you can feel eclipses beforehand, you can feel them afterwards. And so we'll be feeling this solar eclipse for months to come. So be clear. It's like, make sure you're clear about what you're generating. It's kind of like when someone's got a hot mic and they're not aware the microphone's on, and all of a sudden they're saying shit they would not say if they knew the mic was on. That's what you're doing with your thoughts. You are broadcasting to the universe what it is you're wanting. Basically, your beliefs and your thoughts and your vision combined create and broadcast to the universe what it is you want. And so when your thinking is effed up, you're creating a life that's effed up. If you don't believe good things, you're not going to create good things. So this is an opportunity with this solar eclipse, with the nodes where they are during this, with Mercury in the mix of it too, to really, for all time, reprogram some negative thinking and determined to think in a new way, having new beliefs. It's a great time to start a spiritual process, great time to start any regular activity, that you would benefit your life, spiritual, meditation practices, that kind of thing. Be great. I mean, that's great. And I'm an advocate for that anyway, because I'm a spiritual girl. That's how I operate. So, the sun crossing Mercury at the same time that Mars is at 29 degrees Cancer, and we're having a solar eclipse on Thursday morning early. We'll feel that early. We'll feel that Wednesday night. We'll feel that new, and then, like I said, then we have on Friday, we have the moon will be in Cancer. The moon will cross Venus, okay, on Friday, and then Mars goes into Leo. So that's an interesting shift. So it's like we have this major solar eclipse in Gemini. Then we have the moon going into Cancer, Mars going into Leo, moon crossing Venus. We're going to feel that the next day, like in our heart. Like people could end up like really like so emotional. With Mars been in the last degrees of Cancer, people are emotional. And then when the moon moves into Cancer, everyone's emotional. Venus in Cancer can be really emotional time. It can be sweet emotions, though. It doesn't have to be heavy duty anger emotions. It can be. So let's see. Neptune trining Mars is another thing that's going on. Neptune's here at 23 degrees. Pallas is right next door at 24 degrees. So I felt drawn to talk about Pallas today. So Pallas is an asteroid. She was like born out of Zeus's head, so she's not born of a mother. So she's got some sexual ambiguity too. Like she's one of the virgins. And she could fight on the battlefield like men, very strategic, and and creative at her thinking. In fact, she like rules creative crafts in particular, crafts, creative things, and healing arts. So she's like the crafts and healing arts queen. So she's next door, right there, 1 degree off in Neptune. She's also really psychic. Like one of her totems is a serpent, and it was like she was apparently could like dispense potions. Pallas Athena is what Pallas is named after in Greek mythology, and so she could like bring people to life. She's powerful, a healer, and so I get that there's an opportunity for this a real powerful healing. Again, if you can shut off the mind and listen to intuition. Intuition, Neptune and Pisces, it's turning the intuition up loud for all of us. Now Jupiter's in Pisces. It's 1 degree of Pisces. It bumps up to 2 degrees this week. So right now it's amping up what we love, and it's going to be what we feel. So like intuition gets turned up a notch this week too. Cancer is a very intuitive sign. Gemini can get people stuck in the head, in the thinking brain, in the mind of programming. There's a higher mind that's connected to spiritual connection, spiritual source, divine connection, and then there's a lower mind that's basic, like a computer that's programmed, right? So higher mind is the intuitive brain, lower mind is the thinking brain, right? And so to get that balanced, when things are in balance, the higher mind is downloading and the lower mind goes, okay, I like that. That works for me. All right. Ooh, cool. I like that. That works. There's a symbiotic connection. When they're opposed to each other, higher self is trying to, meditate, come to the quiet, come to peace, thinking to myself, I got so much to do. I've got to do this. I got to do that. I don't have time to meditate. No, like get up. People are buzzing around right now with all this Gemini energy. So again, welcome to the world of the Gemini. Thankfully, we don't have to stay there. Sorry for you, those of you with Gemini strong aspects that do. I feel for you some days. Y'all are really creative though, but you can get stuck in that head and then you can pull yourself off track with all your great inventive thinking. And that's what we all can do. When Mercury's in retrograde, it's a time to rethink, are we on track? Are we off track? Have we thought things? Are we overthinking things? Are we listening to our intuition? So right now the planets are really calling us to listen to our intuition, especially with this powwow between Pallas and Neptune. It's right. She's very psychic. And so she's really amping up the power of Neptune right there. And then they're both they've been trying to Mars. So there's, again, taking action towards listening to the intuition. Listen to the intuition in order to take action. That's how I would say, that's what the stars are saying. Listen to the intuition in order to take action. Same thing Mercury's saying. Let me wait. Don't think too much. Wait, let's feel this out. Let's listen to the intuition. The moon in Taurus is also, it loves, it makes you want to really just sit home and eat. Tauruses can be homebodies. Cancers can be homebodies too. So with the moon moving through Taurus, I just want to be home. I don't really want to go out. I want to work in the garden. I want to cook. There are things you might want to be doing while the moon moves through Taurus over the next couple of days. And again, when the moon moves over Black Lilith, and that'll be happening on Monday, may have these deep fears heightened again. And then we've got the training of the deep fears there's an opportunity for a healing of your deepest fears this week and a letting go of some really deep-seated fears that you've carried with you not only this whole lifetime, but many, many lifetimes is what I get with Pluto training in with Black Lilith and all this. Opportunity to heal things for all time. Deep-seated fears. Okay, I think that's all I'm getting for the transits that I want to talk about for the week. I will stop sharing my screen now. So now to the fun part. I haven't done this on camera before. Well, except if a client's getting a Zoom video, which I have been doing much of lately. All right, kyanite. Kyanite is one of the only 2 stones in the mineral kingdom that does not hold a negative charge. It always keeps things clear, okay? I put all my other stones and crystals by it. I have chunks of it everywhere. Um, I recommend getting it. If you live here in Austin, you can go to Nature's Treasures, and then you want to go out behind inside the stores where they all have all the cool polished things and the pendulums and I mean, I have beautiful things have come from, like, this wonderful black obsidian thing came from the inside of that store. Things that are polished and heart shaped come from the inside of Nature's Treasure. But if you go out the back door, they have stones and crystals in bulk, which is where I get chunks of rose quartz and chunks of kyanite by the pound. Okay, so there's the insiders. And I guess if you don't live in Austin, you could probably order from their website by the pound. I want a pound of kyanite chunks. Kyanite. So this is one of the things I always keep around me when I'm channeling to help keep me clear. Then this is a chunk of clear quartz. All right, so this guy would have been a huge crystal. It's hard to see, I guess, but it's broken, right? So this would have been like, I guess the crystal would have been this big going up or whatever. So this is a huge crystal chunk. I have found that it doesn't matter. I mean, here's a nice little pretty little point of a quartz crystal that I also mined in Arkansas, right? That's, people are used to like the sweet little quartz crystals. So this would have been a huge quartz crystal, but the chunk of it still is one another, again, helps me stay clear, helps me feel really special, helps my crown chakra clear. So when I channel, what's happening is I'm feeling energy. Well, let me back up and say some things about the whole channeling thing and myself as a psychic. So I've been practicing Buddhism for 37 years, meaning that I have a spiritual practice where I chant every morning and every evening, which raises my life condition out of my ego self and into my, what we call in Buddhism, our Buddha nature. And we believe that everyone has a Buddha nature. We all have a divine within us, and we all can tap into that. That's not made of the ego. It's not made of the programmed brain. It's a higher spiritual self, right? That the Buddha himself demonstrated by becoming enlightened, a human being becoming enlightened, right? So my psychic work that I've been doing 33 years came out of me chanting every day. And what my chanting practice did is heightened my already active psychic abilities that I wasn't all that aware of. I was trying to develop them, but the chanting was the most powerful thing I've ever done to activate and develop my psychic abilities, because it connected me to that higher place. So the chanting itself is a protective practice. It helps, it draws in protective forces and puts you in rhythm with your life. And so because I had started chanting before I ever started doing psychic readings, I've always experienced being protected psychically. Haven't experienced I've experienced psychic attack, but I can feel it when it's happening, and it doesn't, like, nobody from the outside is jacking with me. So I put up that's what chanting helps, is like putting up this huge spiritually protective bubble around you, So I've always operated doing my work from that place of being a spiritual person, trusting that I'm turning my ego, and what I envision is like kind of sliding my mind and sliding my emotional body to the side as I receive, and I feel it literally coming in through the top of my head as I receive information from my guides. And there's like a team, and there's like it's like I call them the council. And so, and I get information from them, and it's or I get the visions. Like, again, I'm empathic, so sometimes I start feeling in my body what's going on for someone. The channeling is where it feels like some other spiritual entity is giving me the information, or I'm tapping into a knowledge realm that I personally don't have, and the information's coming through. And then the medium too, sometimes, very often, people's loved ones will want to come through too when I'm in that space of being open and channeling, right? So I don't know what's going to come through in this session. I could get past life information. Who knows? Just got the clear guidance that today we were not using the cards. We were going to do readings for all 12 signs, just channeling. So here we go. Let me take a sip of tea. So, so when I close my eyes, I'm tuning in to this spiritual frequency that permeates the universe, that's in the highest realm that's available in the universe. That's what I'm endeavoring to tap into, and endeavoring to clear my own ego and feelings out of the way as much as possible so I can dispense the information that's coming through. Okay, that said, and I don't know how long I'll be quiet with each sign. I usually just like close my eyes and breathe and then start getting the images. And I usually, when I'm channeling, I usually keep my eyes closed. So I may open them to talk to you. We'll just see. Okay, but we'll start with the Aries. Okay, and as I tune into the fiery Aries, I'm getting tired. It feels like the Aries have been tired, have been running around. Again, your ruling planet Mars has been swimming through Cancer. So it may be hard, and just feeling irritable and out of sorts and wiggy, kind of wiggy. This eclipse portal can make you feel wiggy too. Um, all right, so what else for the Aries? It just real feels like a calming and soothing, like soaks in the tub, standing in the shower, go hike and listen to a stream. I did that today. I went to the Greenbelt, and God, the water's been raining so much. The water's just running. It's so beautiful. The sound's so awesome. So easy to find a mountain stream or a little waterfall around town right now to sit and listen to. I would advise that to the Aries. In wherever you live, find the mountain stream, find the creek, find the waterfall, find the water source, find the fountain, and find the bathtub, find the shower. You need the water to like help you just get cool with this. And I feel like you need to get into your feelings, Aries. Like it feels like get into the tub and tune into your emotional body. Like what are you feeling? What's it on your heart? What's in your gut? Like check your chakras out. Like search yours, get in the tub, go in within. I don't know why, but this is the image I'm getting in the tub. Use some Epsom salts, use some essential oils, like set a candle, like this would be a great eclipse kind of rituals to do this week is to get in the tub, with the intention of getting into the feelings that are trapped in your physical body and breathing through them, right? And so your job is to just breathe through the feelings as they come up and out. Whether it be tears or excitement or restlessness, just breathe through that until you can get to a still calm place. And from that place, then you can have a better sense of clarity and sense of direction and where you're supposed to be going. Aries they love to put their energy into something. If they don't know where to put their energy, the energy backs up. It gets all gnarly and weird. Um, and it needs to be moving through the body. Aries need to stay moving. Aries of all the signs need to physically move every day. And if you don't move, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to be your best self. So even if it's a little walk around the block or walk up the stairs and down the stairs, a walk in the circle or a little yoga in the middle of your room, stretching is moving your body, right? Aries, move your bodies. Okay. I mean, Aries need to move their bodies every day, all the time, but right now, especially, and get into the water. Okay, anything else for the Aries? Okay, there does feel like there's a message. I'm seeing a microphone, so there is an Aries with a microphone. So you're doing, I don't know if you're singing, you're doing public speaking. Oh, wow, and there's a noose. So this may go out to an Aries woman that's Black. That's because I'm just seeing the noose is representing of racism, and that you don't feel like you've been able to speak your mind fully or speak up for yourself fully, and even if you're not Black, this can apply. Like if you've been black in a past life and you've been a slave, and that's bubbling up for you right now as an Aries. Um, that the injustice of being looked at because of the color of your skin and being not as talented as someone that's white, um, and not getting a job or the part because you're not white. Like it's that seems to be the theme. So, but this feels like if that's your story and you're in Aries with that story, and again, this is Sun, Moon, Rising, and the Stellium in Aries. This is an opportunity to change that karma and to just, if you have something to say and you feel guided to say it, open your mouth and say it. So for me, when because I'm a channel, I will often get things for other people. When I'm in a public group and I'm supposed to open my mouth and say something so that everybody in the room hears me, um, I'll start feeling like heart palpitations. Like my heart starts racing. I start like it, I didn't recognize it, what it was for the longest time. And then when I started recognizing, putting two and two together, I'm like, oh, every time I'm supposed to open my mouth, I get this feeling. And I know that because of those times when I'm getting the heart racing and I'm starting to feel the, oh, okay, I'm supposed to open my mouth and say something. And I'll starting to get the channeled information of I'm supposed to open my mouth and say. Um, then afterwards, people are like, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to hear, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's why I had that I needed to open my mouth to say something. It's not about me needing to say something. It's about someone else needing to hear what I have to say, right? So that's just one of the ways that psychic stuff shows up for me personally as an Aries when it comes to opening my mouth and saying things. So now when I was younger, when I started getting that, my heart start racing. Well, I would have the knee jerk opposite reaction of I'm not going to say something because my heart is racing until I realized, no, that's one of my psychic signals to open my mouth. Oh, okay. So live and learn. All right. Another sip of tea, and then I will move on to the Taurus. Okay. Our signs working hard, changing your lives. Y'all have Uranus in your sign, have been having Uranus in your sign for 2 years. So it'll be there for another 5 years. So you guys, out of all the signs, are being transformed the most with this Uranus transit. Because Uranus is shaking down the things that do not work for you in your life and bringing and building up the things that do. So when you're on track, things can be amazing for the Tauruses right now. Y'all can manifest, make things happen like crazy gangbusters right now, especially with the Saturn trining the Uranus. There is like you can restructure your life in the most powerful way right now and over the next few years. Excuse me. That belching also can be a confirmation sometimes of I have a psychic friend that belches every time she starts channeling. It cracks me up. She starts belching. It's weird. Body reacts to psychic things in weird ways, but interesting that I'm starting to belch with the Taurus energy. So I don't know if that's also a sign of one of a Taurus that needs to hear this, that maybe belching is your sign that you need to open your mouth and say something. Okay, what else with the Taurus? Build manifestation time, go time, make it happen, get clear, build it. They will come. Believe in yourself. This is like Uranus is helping you restore your self-esteem to where it should be. Y'all are the artists, the creators, the literal home builders, musicians, artists, writers, loyal counselors. Like Taurus people they rock. If a Taurus becomes your friend, unless you cross them, they will always be your friend. They are loyal as they come. And again, this is Sun, Moon, and Rising and Stellium in Taurus. So Tauruses work hard. They are loyal. So let's see. What specifically do y'all need to know this week, Taurus? visualize, get that plan, whatever it is, that master plan it is. You're trying to create something, that creation, whatever that creation is, it feels like it can bust out this week. You may get inspired ideas like promoting it. You might get inspired like art poster I design for your band gig or your book cover, or your album cover, or there's like it's a great week to manifest creative projects, ideas about them, and to get clear about what the next ones are coming up. So I would say Tauruses, use this solar eclipse to get clear about a creative project you want to launch and manifest, or maybe it's one you've already been working on and now's go time. But that's what I get for the Tauruses. Anything else? Okay, I'm beginning like a trumpet player, or just the like dun da da da, something's coming, like the trumpeter that's coming before the king. So there's someone coming in, someone new coming in, someone important coming into your life that could open up doors for you. Could be new connection for like professionally, but it feels like it's the king is kind of coming in. Dun, da, 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 the king's coming in to your life, or queen, and this is like a very powerful person with lots of sway, is kind of going to shine the light in your life in some way. So that's positive. New powerful person. That's like the emperor kind of energy, like or and it almost was like a spiritual guru kind of energy. I'm seeing everybody kind of wanting to bow to this person as they come in. So this is definitely someone that has a lot of reverence. A lot of people revere. So it could even be a spiritual teacher, Taurus, for some of you Tauruses that just give you an amazing spiritual teaching. And this may be even, you may be plugging into this online or something. You may come across this via the internet and not necessarily live and in person. But there's definitely the king is coming is what I'm getting for the Tauruses. Okay. Another sip of tea. Go to the Geminis. Geminis, y'all are like going through it. Transformation time when Mercury's retrograde in your sign, sun's in your sign, it's birthday time too, like solar return time, North Node moving, like y'all are like having to like rethink. But this is like, this energy should feel familiar to most of the Geminis if you've worked out your balance between the two parts of yourself, or the 4 or the 6, depending on how many planets or the 8, depending on how many planets you have in Gemini. I have done reading for people who have like 4 or 5 planets in Gemini, so that's quite the committee that's up there in the head. So Gemini, the committee needs to just get quiet. You too could benefit from just going and sitting by, floating on the water. It feels like getting on a floaty in the pool and just like floating, or just like staring at the water. There's like a calmness that you're needing in your life right now. And but often when Mercury goes retrograde, Geminis who are in their heads will get into their intuition more. They can also get really argumentative with the people in their lives. So, you don't always have to be right. There's not a right or wrong, black and white. Think like, now it's hard for you guys because you want to sort everything into black and white, good and bad, right and wrong. But try to like put a pause on that. See a bigger reality where there's all kinds of shades of colors and all kinds of ways things can go and be and do. It's not just one way. Lots of ways, lots of paths. What's your path? That's the only thing you need to know. You don't have to figure out anybody else's path, just your own. And all you have to do is figure out your path for this one day. What today do you feel guided to do? So that, I feel, is what you guys need to do. I mean, I recommend that for everyone every day, but especially this week, especially for the Geminis. Like y'all can drop and do, like when you drop and do 10 push-ups, like y'all can drop 10 times a day into the quiet this week and just like, okay, let me tune into my intuition. Let me get out of my head. What do I feel guided to do next? Okay, let's do this. Like just really let your intuition lead you through your day, and it should be easier for you than usual right now. Geminis. Okay. Anything else that Geminis need to hear? Interesting. I'm getting all these musical references. Okay. I'm seeing drumsticks. Like little, like, so it's like pattern, rhythm, your rhythm in life. Like, so your daily rhythm. I'm getting daily rhythm. Okay. So, yeah, this is a real good time to start a groove. Like if you don't have carved out time to just stop and be quiet, to meditate, to chant, to pray, to write in your journal, to stare into a flame, this is the time to carve out that time in a plan. Like plan your time to meditate, plan your time to do yoga, plan your time to garden. Like it feels like you need to plan out like a daily rhythm that works best for you. Okay. Anything else for Geminis? No. Okay. More tea. I have a shout out to my girlfriend Julie, that gave me this wonderful mug for my birthday. Okay. What do we have next? We have the Cancers. Right? We're on Cancer? Yes, we're on Cancer. Okay, Cancers. All right, Venus in your sign, Mars has been in your sign. You guys, I feel like you've been productive, been able to get some things done. Feels like it's been good time for y'all with Mars going through Cancer, getting things done. You could stir up the anger though, the feelings. Mars in your sign could really make you extra pissy, extra crabby. Little Cancers, extra crabby. Okay, what else do I get for you guys right now? Okay, I'm seeing, looks like a sunrise, sunset on the ocean, like at a beach is kind of the scene I'm seeing. Is it sunrise or sunset? Both. I'm just like, I want to sit on the beach to watch the sunrise and watch the sunset. I want to be on a beach somewhere. That's what the Cancer is wanting. And maybe you will. Maybe some lucky Cancers make it to the beach this week. Bravo. I'm jealous. Okay, what else? There seems to be some literal energy around getting to the ocean. So the crabs, y'all love that ocean. It works for you. It's rejuvenating, it's cleansing. If you can't get to the ocean, get yourself some salt water, Epsom salt, do saltwater baths. Like that's it. And I'm getting a saltwater cleanse, not like all day, every day. I think I don't know if you know about the Master Cleanse. Master Cleanse is like a lemonade thing you do with organic lemon juice and maple syrup and cayenne pepper and distilled water. You do that that's all you drink. Except in the mornings, you do this salt cleanse. The first thing you get up, you do, I forget, tablespoon of salt in a warm glass of water or something like that. 2 tablespoons of salt. It's pretty hard to gag down. But you drink down this pint of salt water first thing in the morning, which helps clear out your whole system. But I feel like you could do that without doing the fasting part. You could just do the salt water cleanse thing because it feels like you need a cleanse. Also, it feels like you guys have been like eating more, drinking more, like kind of really indulging more. Feels like maybe through all of COVID, but definitely recently. So like maybe a good week, set intentions of like, all right, let's not touch the sugar and the flour this week. Let's just eat fruits and vegetables instead of the crap. Yeah, it feels like attention to health. And I'm also getting some health warnings from some Cancers. Okay. There's health warnings for Cancers, and I'm getting heart. In this case, it's not like the heart palpitations I was talking about that makes me want to open my mouth. This is where you might literally have, I feel like someone may literally have signs of a heart attack. Like they may literally, their heart may start hurting. You may start feeling things down your left side, on the left side of your face. I'm also getting some cancer diagnosis for the Cancer, and this feels like breast cancer. So Cancers, if you have any health things that come up this week, anything that makes you go, huh, is that something? Just go. Just go to the doctor. Just go get it checked out. Okay? Go get it checked out. Yeah. If you've been thinking you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. It may be something, it may be nothing, but go find out. And you definitely need to be taking better care of your cat. I just see overindulgence cancers. So, okay, just like up the water, put a water between each glass of beer. It's like eat more fruits, pick an apple instead of a donut. Little tweaks can help. Okay, anything else for the cancers? Maybe about singing. Again, a musical reference. I'm seeing like I'm feeling like a choir of angels singing, like literally like people that are not in a body. So maybe you have a loved one cancer that used to sing that's crossed over, in which case they're trying to let you know that they are contacting you and that they listen to the music you listen to. There's a connection to. Okay, so Cancer who's lost loved one may feel closest to your loved one when you listen to a certain song or a certain type of music, genre of music, even a music station, a certain band. And it's like your loved one is telling you they know when you turned up that volume in the car and you're singing that song along that you're singing it to them, kind of a thing. Yeah, so, all right. Anything else, Cancers? Nope. More tea. All righty, now we're at the Leos. The lie. I almost see like a scene in da 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 da, like on the like looking over like this. It doesn't feel like desert though. It feels like grass, like tall grasses is the way. So it may be some part of Africa or something, but it just feels like it's like out in the country. Um, really like so I feel like Leos are feeling drawn out to the country if you're not, if you're fortunate enough to already live in the country. um, you already know the benefits of the country, but it feels like Leos that are stuck in the city. Leos often really love the city, the buzz, the hustle, like people, where they can go and do and be seen. But I'm feeling like Leos, you too need to just plug, go within, kind of turn within. Um, there's a light shining on. I literally seeing like a stage light shining on someone's face. So, and it almost feels like it could be Broadway or like a play or like it could be public speaking, could be singing, but it feels like you can't see the audience because the light's so strong, shining on your face. So this is like getting some attention, getting some limelight. It could be media, but it feels like it could very easily be literal, Leo, that you're actually being able to maybe just step onto the stage this week, or that you're setting causes, setting the intention to step back on stage or step on stage if you haven't ever done it before. Um, yeah, there's that stage presence kind of energy going on. You love the stage. You're good on the stage. It feels like this is like go for it, Leo. If it brings you joy to perform or make other people laugh, could be stand-up comedy even, go for it. Get, step into the limelight, enjoy. You guys do great in the limelight anyway. Kind of need it a little bit. Kind of but like some people need air, Leos need limelight. Okay, and then there's the Leos that just like to crawl up in your lap and curl up and don't really want the attention, but this is definitely some limelight attention this week, so be ready for it. Okay, what else is going on for the Leos? And I see journey, like it feels like you're planning a trip, planning a journey, traveling, literally traveling. Um, you may be walking more. Uh, could represent like a spiritual journey too, that you're in the middle of processing, and you're moving away from something and you're not quite sure where you're moving towards right now. You're kind of in this sort of indecision. With Mercury retrograde, you're like, I don't know what the F. Um, so y'all are going to be feeling better with Mars going into Leo this week too. It'll be adding zip, zip, zip to your energy, your sign. Um, Turn up the feeling. I feel like you've been actual emotional too, Leo, right now. Like just like, ugh, you don't like to be sensitive in front of others either. You don't like to have your flaws be seen by others, or for someone to not like you. And so you can run and hide, because you don't want to tell someone something they don't want to hear, or like you can avoid conflict. That's what's going on with some Leos. They're avoiding conflict. What if you envision that conflict could be resolved in a peaceful way with both sides winning? That's what I'm going to suggest to the Leos. Hold that as an intention. We should all hold that as an intention, right? Okay, anything else for the Leos? Piano, like, okay, they're giving me musical references. Keyboards, black and white, but more of the black and white thinking. You don't have to put everything in black and white, right or wrong, good or bad. I feel like there's literally some piano playing going on with some Leos. Like maybe someone is a Leo and plays piano and you're playing it more. Or if you're a Leo, maybe you have a piano player coming into your life, or piano music around, or maybe you're thinking about buying a piano, in which case I would say, yes, go for it. But there's something about pianos and the Leos this week. Anything else, Leo? Sister, something about someone's sister, Leo, that has a sister, long lost sister, someone who's lost a sister. Okay, this is a sister who's crossed. Leo with a sister who's crossed. It feels like it's relatively new, like within the last 2-3 years that your sister's crossed. So she hasn't been across on the other side enough to get really good at letting you know she's around. And so there's been some questioning about, where is she? I can't feel her. And I feel like she's going to start showing you signs that she's around, getting more adept. As time goes on, she'll get more and more in depth. I see that just for spirits that have crossed in general, that they'll often contact loved ones within a few days of crossing. And then sometimes it's like nothing for days, weeks, months, years, just depending on where they were at when they crossed over. Were they aware? Were they ready to be crossing? Were they not? What was going on psychologically for them when they crossed? It has a lot to do with what they're like on the other side. And then they see them going into a group of loved ones and souls on the other side. And then they're kind of acclimated to the other side. And when they've acclimated, then they start contacting loved ones again. And it's different for everyone. Everybody's on a different timer. But anyway. All right. I think that's all for the Leos, correct? Yes? Yes. If you're wondering, I'm drinking Death by Chocolate tea with some cocoa chocolate tea thrown in, 2 different types of chocolate tea. My newfound decadent treat. That's not decadent because there's no sugar in it. Just tastes like you're drinking something decadent, like hot chocolate, but you're not. Okay. Next, Virgo. I feel like there's like someone's just completed a doctorate degree or a medical degree. You've just become a doctor. You've just completed a PhD. You've just completed an MD. Some Virgo out there's been working hard. Also, there's Virgos out there working on their masters, or they're just finished your master's. It feels like there's some completion of degrees underway and having happened with Virgos. And also Virgos, you may have had like a child just graduate high school or college too. There's this graduation theme I'm feeling with Virgos. Um, Feels like you have been doing a better job of taking care of your health. I mean, we can always work better at it, but it feels like you've been working on focusing on health, exercise, nutrition, getting enough sleep, balance between your activities. It feels like you've been working on that. So that's good. Bravo, Virgo. Good job on that. I'm hearing new project. There's some new project on the horizon, some new coming in. So this is Virgos. This is like a new vista. There's some sort of something new you're trying to bring in. It almost feels like it's alien, like you've received information, downloads from aliens. Virgos, have you been channeling aliens? Maybe could happen like that. And I'm seeing almost like architectural designs. So I don't know if someone's designing like literal, like you're designing a house, or that's your job, you're an architect, or you're doing a remodeling and you're looking at plans. But I see Virgos looking at architectural designs or architectural plans. Maybe there's Virgos that are deciding that they're going to be architects too, or they're going to work with an architect, building something, designing something. You're definitely designing something. Feels like it's related to home and house. There's like a rejuvenation of energies in your house. Maybe there's been something recently remodeled in your house. Maybe you've already done the remodeling, or you just already built the house and you're still thinking about it. You're just appreciating you got your beautiful new home that you built and designed yourself. Something like that. I don't know. Launching a career too. There's like someone newly graduated with an architectural degree that's launching a career. That's a Virgo. And has visions of like sustainable housing kind of thing. Like it feels like they're cool plans of like solar panels and like, yeah, it feels like cooler architectural designs for like off-grid kind of stuff. Like someone's into that kind of stuff, or Virgo's thinking about creating that for themselves, for their own home space. Okay, anything else, Virgos? Love, life, questionable. I mean, Mercury is one of your ruling planets. So Mercury's retrograde. So you may be having that show up in your primary relationships, and at the very least, you're having to have extra communication about things, extra dialogue about things, extra conversations, going over things that you thought, hey, do we have to talk about this again? On the worst case scenario, you're like, I can't do this. This is not working for me. I can't keep talking about this. You're like, some Virgos are like reaching their end of their rope in relationships, I think. And I think that the eclipses have shown you that can't do this anymore. Okay. Anything else with Virgos? I'm seeing a metronome, which is about timing as well. Slowing down. I'm getting, slow down your pace. You don't have to do it so quickly. You don't have to do it so fast. You can slow it down. There's no rush. There's no hurry. You've got all the time that you need to do everything that needs to be done by you. All you need to do is get guidance for this one day and follow that, and you'll be golden. Anything else, Virgos? I'm seeing like a frying pan doing pancakes, making pancakes. Something about cooking pancakes. So that is weird and random. Okay, Virgos, making pancakes, specialty pancakes. Do you put special faces? Like, I'm seeing bananas, like for eyes, and I'm saying like, so someone must be making pancakes for a child, because they're like using fruit and making a face on pancakes, and then using whipped cream to make the hair. Okay, maybe that's an idea for a Virgo and your child, to make your child eat pancakes. Who needs to make a child eat pancakes? I don't know. Maybe it's just a fun, creative idea. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, and is that it for Virgos? Pancake faces. Yes, that is. All right. You could do sprinkles and chocolate chips on them too. Okay. Smiley faces. Do emoji pancakes. All right. What's next? We got the Libras. Oh, next is me taking another sip. And then the Libras. All right. I'm like hearing everybody doing a brand new dance now. So more movement, more dance. I am Libra rising. I certainly have been dancing. Last 2 nights I danced in a row. I went out to live music 2 nights in a row and heard dancing. So hopefully there's other Libras out there who are also getting their dance on. If not, I do see Libras like designing the choreographing dance. So yeah, there's dancing being choreographed. So there may be some special choreography for like a special wedding dance. So it may not just be dancers who are doing choreography, because I feel like that also is true, but it feels like someone who's not a dancer having to learn some choreography. So it may be something for an event where you're doing a group dance, or it's something for a wedding, or it's something where you're just dancing more. Something about dance and Libras. Okay, so maybe it'll be you're signing up for ballroom dancing. Maybe you're learning Latin dance. Maybe you're going country dancing. There was something about dancing, Libras. High on the suggestion list. Dance. Okay, what else? Okay, I'm seeing like a steering wheel of a car. So it feels like you're going on a drive. It feels like you're driving through your neighborhood, or driving through a new neighborhood, because there's houses. I'm seeing houses. Yeah, it feels like you're visiting. Feels like you're visiting a friend or someone's really nice house, or yeah, something about visiting someone's house, someone else's house, going to visit a house. So you may be visiting a friend this week, going to their house though. It feels like I'm seeing like a archway that's like a dome archway. It's like brick, like a dark red brick archway, like at the front porch, kind of like at the front door. There's like a dark, like there's the archway, and then there's a small front porch, and then there's the front door. I don't know if that's describing your front door or why I'm seeing that. Let's see what else. What's other information about that, Libra? Okay, so when you find yourself going through this doorway or this archway, you might hear a ding or a gong or a bell or something important that happens after. So whoever you're going to see that has that kind of archway at their house, it's important information that's coming through, Libras. But you have to go under an archway in order to get it. It's from that's where you connect with another person, or I don't know, that's like a signal. So give me some feedback about that, Libras. Tell me what your archways and who has what for you on the other side there. What are they saying? What are they giving you? What are they telling you? Is it a gift? Is it a treasure? Is it good information? Sage advice? What is it? Something is coming in like that. That feels really good. Something about going through a portal though, or going under an archway. It could be a rite of passage too. It could be just symbolic of moving through a rite of passage, of going through into a new place. Houses can represent states of consciousness, so it could also just be that you're visiting a new state of consciousness, like having some aha realization, psychic experiences that are in a whole new dimension, a whole new place. I don't know. There could also be some pharmaceutical dabbling about. I don't know if Libras are into that kind of stuff, or like peyote or mushrooms or acid or something. It feels kind of like tripping. So there may be some journey work, we can call it that some Libras are doing this week. Or some of you may have decided to do some trip of some sort, spiritual, visual, cathartic exploration, kind of like it may also be, I'm seeing like a TP. What are those called? Where they do the smoke and you get smoke out. You get smoked out in a TP, whatever those are called. Sweat lodge, a sweat lodge, kind of like something like that. There's some of that maybe drawn to Native American even just rituals that feel sort of native. I'm getting two Libras this week. You may walk, walk. I'm seeing barefoot, so like walking on bare ground, barefoot. But it feels like it's like making the land yours, or feeling the land out, or needing to just feel the earth beneath your feet to ground you. There may be some of that going on, and it feels like Libras are getting the opportunity to ground this week. To put your feet in water, put your feet on the earth. Okay, what else, Libra? I'm seeing like a parrot or a parakeet that's like repeating things. Silly one. I like repeating back what you said. So it could be that, Libra, you've got a child who's repeating back to you what you're saying, or it could be literally that you have a parrot that repeats back to you what you're saying, or just be careful about what you're saying, that it could come back to you too. That feels like it could be that as well. And also positive things that you've said to others may come back to you. It may be a positive sort of boomerang kind of thing. You may hear news, that kind of news this week, Libra, of information that like, oh, you told someone something in channeling or in passing, or you gave someone a psychic hit yourself, and then they go, oh my God, remember when you told me blah, blah, blah? It was so right on. Like, I feel like you're getting some confirmation of channeling coming back to you this week, Libra. All right, anything else for the Libras? I'm seeing a church organ. Hymns, hearing the word hymns. So I don't know if you're going to church, or if you're a choir director at church, or if you're an organist, or just some old hymns are bubbling up in your psyche, or if you happen to hear some hymns this week that stir something up, or maybe you're going to a funeral or a wedding and you hear hymns. Something about hymns. Interesting. And this is hymns like church, spiritual music played by an organ. I'm definitely seeing an organ. So, and organs often have to be played with foot pedals. So you may have to, like, again, there's that dancing Libra's doing. So you may have to be shuffling feet on lots of different levels this week. You may be dancing, you may be playing the organ with your feet. You have to just be flexible and be ready to change up, be creative. Anything else for the Libras? No, it feels like a positive, good week though. It feels like the sun's coming out. You just feel warm and loved and happy. Feels like a good, positive week for Libras. All right. Sip of tea, and then Scorpio. Bridge over troubled waters. Oh, it feels like it's been hard. Either life's been really hard, which could definitely be it, Scorpio, or you've just lost someone. Feels like Scorpio's just lost a close friend, had someone pass. It's just like a heavy heartache feeling. And some of this also just feels like not good about yourself kind of feeling, like listening too much or caring too much about what other people have thought about you in your life, and need to get back to the resilience of when you just believed in you, like when you were young and fearless, and it's like tapping into that fearlessness, and it's okay to follow. You've got strong intuition, Scorpio. It's okay to listen to your intuition and follow it. And you guys don't really care what other people think when you break it all down. Like, it's kind of a weird juxtaposition, because Scorpios, most of the sign, could give a flying F what other people think of them. At the same time, they're very sensitive and they're very observant, and they can sometimes draw incorrect conclusions because they're used to being psychically accurate, but they can draw a conclusion that's not correct based on what they're seeing going down in their environment, based on their past trauma. Your past trauma can influence what you think you're seeing in the present. So it feels like there's some projection going on, Scorpios, of old relationship stuff onto current relationship stuff. So make sure that you're not seeing in your current situation shades and ghosts of the past. You are free to change your karma and transform. Like, you guys are the kings and queens of transformation, since Pluto rules Scorpio. So, and Pluto has been active and activated big time in all of our lives recently, because the stellium around Pluto last year, and then this year with it and moving into the Pluto return of America. There's just a strong Plutarian energy of transformation on the planet right now. So you guys are feeling it a lot internally, like going through a lot of inner transformation. Like, probably you don't share that with other people. If you're a good Scorpio, maybe you confide in a close friend or two or three or four. Like, Scorpios usually do not share themselves deeply with many people. So it feels like it may be time to open up and know who you can trust, who you feel safe with. Your heart will open, your gut will open if the person is right, if they're a safe person for your information that you're telling them, for trust, for whatever. Your heart opens up, your gut opens up, you feel lighter if it's a yes. You feel the clench, the shut down, the block, the ugh. If it's a no, just ask yourself yes or no. Is this right? Or is this for me, or is this not for me? Is this for my highest good? Is this not for my highest good? You guys could really just do a lot of that this week. Is this thing I said I was going to do, is that for my highest good? Stop, tune in. Are you getting an openness? Are you feeling good about it? Or is there a close down? Get out of your head. Don't try to figure it out. Drop into your heart, drop into your gut. What's your heart and your gut telling you? Does it feel right? Scary doesn't necessarily mean that it's not right. Scary just means like, I'm a new playing field. I don't know what this is. You could be freaking yourself out because you're going through such a powerful transformation. It's okay. Just give yourself lots of TLC, right? Lots of self-care. Give yourself plenty of time. Don't rush yourself. It's okay. Whatever timer you're on is okay, right? Anything else Scorpios need to know with this new moon eclipse this week? I'm seeing a harp. Boy, it's an instrument for every sign. That's interesting. A harp. Okay, so what does a harp mean? Show me, tell me. It's something. Well, I'm just seeing that the beautiful playing of the hands, and it just, you know, and it almost feels like, well, for one thing, there's definite need to throw your cares up to, your higher guides, your God, your spiritual, whatever you pray to, whoever you pray to, higher entity that you offer a prayer to, turn it over. It feels like it's something about like that. The harp angels come when you play a harp, right? And so it's something about trusting the angelic realm to help you be of service. So your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side are there to help you. We have helpers on the other side. So Scorpios, lean on your helpers on the other side. Call them in, ask them for help. Know that you've got their help. Know that you've got support. Just knowing, affirming, my guides are here and they're supporting me. You can feel like shift just with that thing. So it feels like to acknowledge and know that you've got active spiritual guides, angels, alive and present and working in your life. Okay, that's what I feel with Scorpios. Now we have the Sagittariuses. Fun. I'm hearing fun. It feels like you have social stuff planned. Well, Sagittarius is a fire sign. People love social most of the time anyway. But it feels like you're planning a party. May not be this week. May just be in the planning stages. You may be hosting a party this week though, Sagittarius. But you're definitely in party planning mode. It's something you're going to be involved in: party planning, wedding planning, graduation party planning. Like there's a party. It's a party in Sagville. You may be invited to parties. You just feel like being social. If you don't have anything planned, go out and go hear live music. Go out and, go out where the people are. Go out to a park. Go out to, it just feels like get out of your house, Sagittarius. You more than any sign, not you've had a hard time with the lockdown. Many of you have had a really hard time with the lockdown. So now it's time to move about the cabin, of course, freely. Uh, I mean, of course, safely, of course, freely. That's an interesting Freudian. Freely. Free your mind and the rest will follow. That's what I'm hearing too. Like, don't, I mean, it feels like you're trapping yourself. Sagittarius, you need to get out of your head too. Get out of your heads. Of course, we got that solar eclipse opposite your sign. So this can really impact you in a strong way. You could really be feeling that personally, like something personal really shifts in a big, powerful way. I'm seeing it almost like a blast um, in the middle. Even like, I don't know, Star Wars where they used to shoot someone and they would like lose, all of a sudden the insides would become invisible, like almost just disappear something. Uh, I'm feeling like there's a need for some Sag that like their stomach issues is what I'm feeling. And it feels like there's like an acidic stomach. And it feels like there may be like drinking too, eating too much acidic things, like too many tomatoes, too many citrus things, too many sodas, too much, alcohol. Maybe there's like like acidic. I'm getting an acidic taste on my tongue. I need some. Maybe bring in more alkaline thing, and I don't know anything about that. You can Google that. Find out what you need to do. If you feel like that resonates as you and you're too acidic, that's Ayurvedic kind of thing. Ayurvedic food and stuff can help balance that out. You might just need to get yourself to a nutritionist or to a physical doctor, um, a chiropractor, someone who knows muscle testing and can help you balance out something that's out of balance. Definitely feels like there's something out of balance. It could even be like needing a chiropractic adjustment, skeletal system out of balance, neurological system. Feels like I'm getting something at the back of the neck up the head. So it feels like there, I just popped my neck. It feels like there's like a stiff neck thing. So I don't know if it feels like someone who's not like has a range of movement that's not really well. So I don't know if you've had like a neck injury or you're just like bending over a computer too much. It's making you want to do yoga and stretch right now, though, just tuning into it. So maybe that's a suggestion for you too, Sages. But stay in touch with your physical body. That's what it feels like. Like keep because when you get really social, you have a tendency to like leave and get out of touch with how you're feeling, because it feels like you still may need to like balance out the social with the time alone. Is what it feels like the Sagittarius really need to do well. Like you need both this week. You need some chunks of time alone and some fun social. And it does feel like there's a heart connection, like a family member or a friend that feels like a family member or something that's coming in or that you're going to connect with that you haven't seen or felt in a long time or that you're going to hear from. Okay, anything else for the Sag? What's the musical instrument for the Sag? And I'm getting, looks like a violin. I can definitely see it, or a viola. It's played up underneath the chin. And so this may literally mean listening to symphony music, listening to violins. It's also like when someone plays a violin, someone's like too much playing. Like you can be like when someone can't play violin, it's like, oh my God, the sound of the screeching, is not great. And so it could be that you're having to listen to the voice of someone that's grating in your life, and you're like, oh my God, like nails on the chalkboard. But then if someone plays beautifully, you can just like open it, resonate everything in your whole body. So there's something about sound and paying attention to how sound is affecting you, music, the frenetic energy coming, like, no, pay attention to your physical body and how, what is the noise level inside? Internal noise is what I'm getting. Like, is it loud and noisy? Because I'm like tuning into a Sag's head, and it feels like there's a rock concert going on inside. bed and there's no music playing whatsoever, just like a lot of noise. And it feels like it's like a heavy metal, like throwdown. So there's just this need for peace and quiet is what I'm getting with that, Sages. Um, and to not whine, not complain, but go to the solution. When you find yourself whining or wanting to whine or complain, what would the solution be? What would it look like if you got what you needed or wanted so you didn't need to whine? Or if you're dealing with someone in your life and they're the ones whining and that's grating on your nerves, then help them to focus on what a solution is instead of being stuck in the problem. All right. Very kind of Virgo focused on energy like. All right, Sages. Anything else for the Sages? Okay, there's someone who's just lost a loved one, mother. She knows she's loved. She's not got her quite wings or awareness yet, but she's a powerful spiritual being, was a very powerful force when she was in a body. And just you wait, Henry. Again, just you wait. Like she just wait till she gets adept. Jeez Louise, there will be no question that she is contacting you. Absolutely none. Okay. Is that all for the Sagittarius? Yes. All right. Now we go to Capricorns. All right. Capricorns. I'm like seeing like, I'm not sure what kind of animal it is. It's almost like a buffalo on a mount on like just on the plains. It's just like a large animal that's solid and feels strong and free and capable. Feels like maybe there's been some job promotion or an opportunity at work, or you're working towards a job promotion. Capricorns, you're hardworking. You deserve one. That's for sure. Just stay open for that. Visualize that. That could be a great thing for the new moon solar eclipse energy for the Capricorns, is just manifest that new job, that promotion that you're wanting, that next step up the ladder, the next focus on what you need. You believe in yourself without arrogance, confidence, and just see it happening, seeing that extra money showing up in your bank account. Visualize that, like visualize the end game. Like, what do you feel like with your new job, your new promotion, the extra money, the healthcare, finally, that whatever it is that you're looking for? Visualize it as if it's a done deal. What does it feel like to have just scored that job, that promotion, that raise, that bonus, whatever that is? Capricorn, you're golden. This can be your ticket to manifest that job right now. It also going to be manifest that new home, that home project that you're working on. Getting that, whether that's reorganizing your closet or cleaning out things, or it feels like there's a lot of that kind of work energy going on too, Capricorns, this week, like wanting to reorganize your home, get things where you can deal with it better when you are home, so you can focus more on work and get things done. There's also a focus on family and play and fun, and just like, I'm just feeling like I'm seeing a mom connecting with her sons and just giving them hugs and like loving that she's got these grown boys that are now men. So some Capricorn is experiencing that, just feeling grateful that she has raised, I'm seeing 2 grown boys to adulthood. And they're special and unique and very different from each other, but she feels loved by both of them. Well, that's lovely. All right. Anything else for the Capricorn? I'm seeing a harmonica. Okay. I've never had musical reference ever. My guides are very interesting today doing the musical. So harmonica. So blowing with the lips. Okay. Whistling while you work kind of thing too. It's like almost like, I feel like you need to be breathing more, like breathing out the hot air, Breathing in the cool air, breathing out the frustration, breathing out, breathing in the peace. Like it's like breathing out the music. You might literally be playing a harmonica, a Capricorn, although I doubt it, but it could happen that way. It feels like it's more symbolic about having fun, focusing on the breath though, because harmonica, it's your embouchure and your breath that's involved in playing that. So you have to have your breathing, you're sucking in, breathing. So it feels like to me it's connected more to breath work, Capricorns, and make sure you're breathing deeply and often because it feels like you're running too much and not breathing deeply, breathing too shallowly. So really focus on that. Deeper breath work, joyful connection with family. That's what I'm seeing for the Capricorns. Aquariuses. Okay, I'm seeing like mountains or hills or like hiking in a mountain or like hiking in at least there's some sort of terrain that's not just flat, but it feels more like rugged, like where there's rocks that you could slip on if you're not careful. So you want to have good shoes or a sturdy footing underneath you. So yeah, be careful for slippery rocks on the trail. It's kind of like a symbolic imagery. It may be literal. You may be someone who loves to hike or maybe planning that. It could be a literal thing, but it feels more symbolic of just be careful that you could slip and fall is one thing I'm hearing for the Aquarius is like, be careful, watch your footing. You could sprain an ankle. So watch that. Just be careful where you place your foot, where you're stepping this week, Aquariuses. That's kind of interesting. And I feel like someone's definitely going to have a fall or break a or bruise or a hip, break an ankle, break a leg. It feels like there's some injuries to the like. It feels like from the hips down for the Aquariuses. Someone this week. So just be careful. You can avoid that. Things are not setting concrete in the future. We are determining the future by the causes we're setting today. So if you're feeling clumsy and loopy and out of whack, that's sort of the lead in, like feeling like ditzy, like leaving things. Like if you're in that kind of space, you're not in your body. Okay, you're not. You need to ground. You need to get in your body because that's when you can easily slip, fall, misplace something, miss something, and there's definitely just feels like some Mercury retrograde frustration going on for Aquarius. Is just like the miscommunication and the just feeling extra kind of irritable is what it feels like, and yeah. Wish you hadn't said that, need to write a letter to make something better that you've said. Someone's letter writing or they're writing in a journal to Aquariuses. It feels like it'd be a good time to just self-reflect and do some writing this week. Okay, anything else for Aquariuses? What is your musical instrument coming in? I'm seeing a didgeridoo. Right? These long things that go along on the ground and you blow through them and it's this low tone. It just, you need to ground, Aquariuses. You just totally need to ground and maybe do some toning and maybe listen to some didgeridoo. Google didgeridoo and listen to some of that. It can be it's kind of like drumming. It can really be primal. That may be a really great thing to meditate to this week, Aquarius. This is a didgeridoo. But you need to ground, like roll your pants legs up, get into the mud, get into the sand, get into the dirt, get into the water. Like you need to ground, Aquariuses. Yeah. Okay. Anything else for the Aquariuses? No. All right. One more, and then we got the Pisces, and we'll be done. Okie dokie. And the Pisces and slippery fish and the mist and the ocean waves. I'm definitely seeing like, it feels like I'm on a boat. I'm either on a lake or the ocean. And it just feels like beautiful, magical, just, feeling carried, like just like it's a different feel of the experience of gravity when you're in a boat or rocking on the water. So there's definitely some boating happening with the Pisces. Well, you're Pisces, but I guess most Pisces probably should own a boat, right? So you can get out and go fishing or go to the lake or go whatever. Could be jet skiing that you're doing. But definitely some water, literally being on the water, being near the water, yeah, there's some water play, water travel going on for Pisces this week, planning of it or being there. Um, I'm seeing a sand candle. Have you ever made one of those? Like at camp, where you like dig out a place in the sand and then you pour the wax into the mold that you've created in the sand, and you have a wick there in the middle, and then after it hardens, you bring it up and it's the shape of whatever in the sand. That's the image I'm getting, Pisces. Sand candles. Creative fun project for the week? I don't know. Maybe Pisces already owns a sand candle and I'm talking to you. Maybe it's become maybe you just bought one for a meditation candle. You can do it in colored sand too, so that the sand candles have cool color, or you can do it at the beach, right? And just have, anyway. I don't know if Pisces are doing some cool craft projects with your children, or your children are doing that kind of a project at a camp, or whether you're a camp counselor and you're the one leading that kind of project or what. But that is a weird image, and I haven't thought about that for a long, long time. So that just popped in. Sand candles, Pisces, whatever that. I want to hear the feedback for these readings this week. That's what I know. Okay, what else, Pisces? Family relationships. Oh, it just feels like there's some really shitty patterns that have formed in your primary family. Um, if- that's it feels like it goes back to your core root family, like how it wasn't as a childhood. You've kind of recreated a similar dynamic in your current family situation, and it feels frustrating. And it feels like there's like a situation where a wife is just so frustrated with her husband, and she's just passive aggressive and pissy and just like cannot do anything right. She wants to leave him, but she's terrified to leave him. She doesn't want to stay. She doesn't want to go. She can't make up her mind. She's been on this fence for a long years. Is miserable, suffering. She's like, it's taking it out on herself. She's like wanting rescue. She's creating ill health for herself. There's some sort of mental illness, mental health piece. So you could be depression, anxiety, any kind of dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's. You may be literally facing decline of a mental health um, uh, situation. Pisces are having a loved one that is. Where you're having to deal with someone else that has dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever, and they're losing their mind. Um, or you feel like you're losing, you could just feel like you're losing your mind, Pisces. It may not be literal, but I feel like Pisces, you're literally cray cray. I mean that in the most loving way. It just means that you could really use the right combination of herbs, pharmaceuticals, acupuncture. I don't know. Like, I feel like there are Pisces that need to get themselves into the right healer's hands, and that they've been going to lots of medical doctors and have just been doing have just cut into themselves. It feels like your body's been cut into, like lots of multiple surgeries. Um, and it just feels like you're caught in the victim, like that if when you're the victim, you get attention. That's what it feels like. There's a skewed, incorrect message that you generate. When I'm sick, people come and help me then, or I get attention. It feels like it's an attention needing love and caring. And so when you're sick, you get extra love and caring and attention. And so you're unconsciously manifesting it for yourself. We all manifest dis-ease in our bodies when we have repressed emotions, feelings, undealt with crap, right? And so this is your undealt with crap from the past, delusional mother. It feels like your mother feels like she was delusional. I think father was kind of, alcoholic or cray too narcissistic energy. Like this feels like you picked a hard setup to start with, is what it feels like, Pisces, that you chose some difficult situations to come into so that you could heal, and learn about healing. So this is, if you flip the coin and turn poison to medicine, this path you're on could be transformative and you could heal in a new direction psychologically. So it may be that it may be finding the right psychiatrist, the right counselor, the right therapist, the right uh, healer. Like you might decide you're going to a Reiki person that can really make a difference in your life, or an acupuncturist or chiropractor or other healer that you can notice a difference with when you work with them. That's what I'm getting, Pisces, is that when you feel better as a result of having your counseling session or having your therapy session or having your massage with this person or whatever, like you're needing physical help from other people is what I'm getting. And so put yourself in the hands of others that you trust, and trust your intuition, your gut about that. Like if you're having to jump up in your logical, rational mind, it's, to me, that's how you pulled yourself off track. Listen to your strong intuition, Pisces. You have very strong intuition. You have very strong spiritual stuff, very strong ability to have strong spiritual practices. Many Pisces have been spiritual gurus in past lives. They've been the priest, you've been the monk, you've been the nun, you've been the spiritual guru in past lives. And so spirituality is often innate, and religions can often be turnoffs for Pisces this lifetime. So is there anything else that Pisces need to know? Musical instrument to da, which is the musical instrument. I'm seeing the oboe or clarinet or a recorder. One of those is kind of like an instrument that you play this way. I'm really seeing the embouchure of an oboe, which is two tiny little reeds that you have to put together and get your mouth just right. It feels like, to me, it's like bite those lips, put those lips together, watch what you're saying to yourself and others, but what's coming out loud? What are you saying out loud that's about you? Or what are you saying that's harsh to others? I feel like you're harsher to yourself than others, but there's something about biting that the mouth embouchure of the oboe is really what I'm sensing and seeing, and just the and I'm almost getting this like prude energy. Like, I don't know if your mother was a prude or you're kind of prude, but it's kind of like, or I don't really like that, or you get like this weird, I'm getting almost like some people can have like a taste sensation that shoots something out in their jaw, like if they eat something sour or something, for example, and then like they can't do sour because like it like emanates through their whole, like if I'm feeling like starts here in the jaw and like emanates. That's a weird feeling too. So I'm getting this I also feel like if you play an instrument, Pisces, and you put it down, you haven't been playing lately, pick up your instrument. Play the piano, play the French horn, play that oboe, beat that drum, put on music and listen to it. It can really help you feel better for sure. I mean, to me, you're saving your butt, Pisces, by diving into spiritual practices and finding the help that you need. Even if it's just a friend that can listen to you. Okay. Anything else for the Pisces? No, that's it. All right, there you go. There is 12 channeled readings, all 12 signs. If you've listened to this whole thing and you're still with me, I appreciate your long attention as usual. I'll be, of course, posting timestamps underneath the video. Of course, if you're watching it here, you will have already known that. Website information, if you want to donate to support me and this channel, you can do so through Venmo at Karen, Karen hyphen Marie, Marie hyphen 16, 16, Karen hyphen Marie hyphen 16. That's my Venmo, where you can send me a tip, even $2, $5. Yeah, I'll accept tips, and not be offended by a $2 tip or a $5 tip. I'll take that just fine. Of course, $100 tip, that also works. $200 tip. Venmo is that. Okay, PayPal is bringoutthebuddha at gmail.com. So that's bring, BringouttheBuddha is how you spell Buddha. Bring out the Buddha at Gmail. That's my email address if you want to contact me for a reading as well, but that's what you can use to send a donation or a tip for PayPal. My website is psychedupmovement.com. I'll put that link below as well. So have a great new moon solar eclipse this week, and take care of you. Tell me how you're doing and what you thought of this week's video too. I'd like to hear your feedback. Okay. Like, share, comment, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe. Peace.